stay working just right. Called a hedgehog. The original hedgehog had suffered from the ravages of time, and chunks were missing out of it, which sent it completely out of balance. And it was a bit exciting stood next to it when it was bouncing about. So turned a new hedgehog up with the that's an elm, nice piece of elm, which won't split, hopefully. The originals were blacksmith's nails, because it needs to be a square section nail, because a round nail won't pulp the fruit up to the same efficiency. But having counted around the original and realised there was about 650 blacksmith's nails, I didn't fancy making that many. And there's on this slightly smaller hedgehog, there's about 450 nails.
How many were in the original, Neil?
About 650, we've counted up.
Is the diameter slightly smaller?
It's a smaller diameter, but that was the piece of wood I got. Haven't found that it's to any detriment, and works well. With the moisture on the block, it keeps pressure and doesn't allow it to split.
And that's driven by a belted system to the stationary engine, which is what, Neil?
It's a Lister CS 5 horsepower, which has been in the family, I think, since new.
Yes.
And has never been rebuilt, and is on a portable carriage because it was used for cider making and on a couple of other pieces of machinery. One's a circus saw bench, and originally it used to be towed round to the farms, and the cider making was done on the farms rather than the farms bringing the fruit here.
When would that have stopped then, Neil? Would that have been in the 50s?
Probably when more petrol-driven transport became more the norm.
The juice coming off this, I've put my finger on it, is absolutely delicious.
Now this is a departure from the norm. This is one of the few presses where we never used to put slats between the layers on the press.
That's good. That's the last one. Now I can take the films to be developed.
After
150 years?
Mr. Jenkins coming annually and explaining to everybody how he made ash slats for on his father's cider press. I finally got around to making some.
Is that spring water?
No, I've relented these days. Not sure what quality the spring water actually is these days. It's tap water.
Yeah.
No, it's we always used our well water, but we stopped.
This is freshly pulped about an hour or so ago.
You just shovel it out here, do you?
That plastic
Box.
box that I've just put the other side fits under the.
It's under there.
There's a mixture of press cloths now that I'm using. This is the modern nylon cloth, which is the only stuff that's now available. But the bottom one, and then as we go higher,
Oh, I see.
is a traditional Hessian hair, as it's being called. Whether it's better, I don't know. I haven't found a lot of difference between the two. All I would say is that the newer ones are a bit lighter and easier to clean. I don't think, in terms of juice yield, there's anything in it. Done it again.
Just soak it in water so they don't absorb apple juice with it. Or...
Yeah.
What's with the cogs on the inside of these wheels?
They had a previous life, which we're not quite sure what it was.
No wonder you don't see the Joneses up the pub. They've got all this cider to consume.
They've had 40 gallons of perry already.
Have they?
They usually have 2 barrels here. They usually have 80 gallons of something. This year, I forget how much I have actually pressed this year now. It's 70 gallons of perry, I think, and then 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8 40 gallons of cider so far this year.
8.
320 gallons so far. Easier to handle and easier to store.
maximum amount of cheese layers you can put on there? Or?
We normally do 8. A big pressing will have 10. That's
Something a 10 of anyway.
I think I'm going to put stuff in each layer. Probably. Old, because I can't remember any of it being renewed. All being well, this side should start to get busier.
Fantastic, isn't it? Oh, I see what you mean. Fast as I can do it. Poetry in motion.
It's astonishing.
So would this have ever brought in any much money, or has it just been done through love, really?
Probably in the early years, and yes, it was an income. Certainly would have been, I would have thought. because it had been worth farmers paying reasonable money for it, because farm hands were paid to a certain degree in cider anyway.
Yeah, sure. I suppose it would have been the drink of choice, man.
It was the drink of workers, wasn't it? Towns tended to have beer for the steel workers.
Yeah.
Countryside because they got the apples. Take a wash.
And that's purely, that's just the natural use off the apple.
That's natural
off the
use,
apple
yeah.
skin, that. God, look at that, it's got a right head on it. Yeah.
There's 40 gallons in each one of those. You know, one of these grey barrels will fill it.
Boiling, almost. So how old's it? That one's later on in the process, is it?
No, they're at the most they're a fortnight.
How come this one's got the head on it and that one's... Oh, it hasn't got much of a head, it's just floating on the top, isn't it?
It is just. It often does froth. There's no hard and fast rule as to which apples do and which don't. That was the earlier barrel, that one was the later one.
Yeah. And all different varieties of apples, is it?
Yeah,
all
a mix of
sorts?
anything that we've got about basically.
Yeah.
There is traditional cider fruit.
Which are more of a bitter...
Yeah, they got more tannins and things in.
Yeah.
As against a straightforward eating apple, but a good mix of eaters, cookers and cider fruit seems to work.
Yeah.
Seems to work well enough.
The sweet, the sour, and brilliant. What was its beginnings?
Invergordon Distillery.
Invergordon. There might be a bit of tack left in the bottom of it, might there?
There isn't in that one.
Or not?
That one had something in it. That was just cork to fit in that. Right.
Oh, wow. Oh, there's a good old smell in there. Isn't it?